Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a general reading for all of the signs for February 2019. For the reading, I will be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. If I need to clarify anything, I will use the Zillich Tarot. And I also pull additional oracle cards from the Sacred Traveler deck and the Soulful Woman deck. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. And I would just like to give a big thank you to everybody who have, all of the people who have been subscribing, sending, leaving the comments, sending me emails, ordering the private readings. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so I will stop for now, and we'll see you in 1 second for your reading. Hi, Pisces. Hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your February general reading. As you can see, I've already shuffled off camera and laid the cards to save a bit of time. So let's jump into it. And you actually have, just sort of before I begin, you have a lot of restrictive energy and sort of push and pull. I feel as you move through the month, you have 3 10s in your spread, and 10s do represent, endings. There are cycles ending. And, the meaning of 3 10s in a reading usually has to do with a difficult cycle coming to an end. So that's good. You also have 2 8s in your reading, which can speak of news coming in about a situation, about a relationship. But we'll get to all that in a second. Just thought I'd put that out there to start off with. So you have at the center of your reading one of the 10s. This is the 10 of Wands. And what's crossing it, so what could help or hinder, you have the Unknown card. Okay, and for those of you who might not be that familiar with this particular deck, this is an additional major arcana that they use in this deck. It comes after the World card, which is card number 21, the last of the major arcanas. And, the meaning of the card is pretty self-explanatory, right? It's unknown. So the situation, whatever this is that you might be dealing with, whatever this 10 of Wands situation might be for you, there are still things that you're figuring out. There are still things that, aren't yet meant to be known. You can see that the woman here, well, first of all, we have the moon behind her. And I know I'm sort of jumping around here, but you in the spread actually appear as the high priestess. So there could be, a definite focus on intuition, on, messages coming through in your dreams, signs, synchronicities. But going back here, we do have the reference to the moon. So, definitely tapping into paying attention to our intuition, using our psychic abilities. But you can see that the crystal ball that she's holding, instead of being clear to provide that clarity, right, it's clouded. So much like the moon card, there is, there could be hidden things that you're still uncovering, secrets coming to light, right? So there's something that you're still finding out or figuring out throughout the month, but it has to do with this ending, right? The 10 of Wands is an ending to a particularly difficult chapter, situation. You can see that the man here, he's carrying all of the 10 wands on his back, and while he was carrying just 1 or 2 or 3, it wasn't heavy, right? It wasn't a burden for him. But with 10 on his back, look how weary he looks. Look how tired his horse looks. So, it's a long, and besides that, they're trekking uphill here. You can see that, it's this long uphill battle, like feeling as though, oh, am I ever going to make it to the end? Am I ever going to finish this? Are things ever going to get better for me? But they are, because the 10s, they do bring in what comes after it, the Ace of Wands. So they bring in new beginnings. So it's like, you are rounding out a particular chapter in your life, situation, and this could play out with it being Wands. This could be in your work sector. This could be dealing with creative projects and endeavors. Could just be, life in general. The Wands deals with the day-to-day matters in life as well. But, a difficult chapter in your life coming to an end, and you have a couple of other cards in the spread that have this, similar messages, different cards, but similar messages. Now, at the foundation, in the deep past, you have the Eight of Cups. And what's crowning you, so the message from your higher self, you have the Eight of Swords. So you have two eights here, okay? Eight of Cups to begin with in the foundation. It's one of the two transition cards in the tarot, right? The Six of Swords, Eight of Cups. They both represent moving on. And you can see that the woman, she is heading off down this new path. All of these cups have spilled out, and so we understand that at one time in her life, these cups did, sorry for the noise, my computer just decided to make a noise here. At one point in her life, these cups did bring her happiness, right? She was fulfilled with what they offered, but now it's like she's not anymore. And even though there's a slight hesitation, or, even she's slightly unsure about what the future holds, she knows that she has to move forward, and where she's heading to, she trusts, she believes that will be better for her, will be more fulfilling than what she's leaving behind. So again, could be, with this being cups, could be in the relationship sector of your life. Cups, usually we associate it with emotions and feelings and relationships. It could also be in the work sector, right? And just feeling kind of blah, feeling, as if the work that you're doing, it's just not fulfilling you anymore. You want to go in search of something else. But, what's crowning you, the message from your higher self, this Eight of Swords, for some reason, you're feeling stuck. You're feeling trapped, not knowing sort of which way to turn, not knowing how to get out of this situation. You want to get out of it, but you're unsure how. And you can see that the woman, she's blindfolded. She is imprisoned by the swords, and swords deals with our thoughts. It's a suit of the mind, air energy. So she's not really trapped. She might think that she's trapped, right? In her mind, she might not be able to see a way out of this situation at this time. But all she has to do is remove the blindfold, and she's thin enough she could fit through the swords there, and she could get out of it herself. She's just unwilling, possibly, or she's incapable at this moment to sort of see a way out. But it's, sometimes it's like she's feeling entrapped, but it's in her mind, right? And so there are these two eights sort of opposite each other here at opposite ends. And then we have in the recent past another 10, the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And the 10 of Pentacles is it's a very good card. So, for some of you, there could have been, in the recent past, just you feeling quite financially stable. Your finances might be looking up. They might be, quite good. There's a focus with Pentacles on the tangible things, right? So we usually think of it as like the work that we do, the money that we earn. It can have to do with our home, family, knowledge, resources, education. So sometimes it's referred to as the inheritance card. So for some of you, there could have been an inheritance, inheriting money, property, things being passed down from one generation to the next. There can also be that meaning with the 10 of Pentacles. But again, it is a 10. It's a good 10, right? This is, in the tarot, the 10s, they can be sort of endings, like rounding out. In the case of the 10 of Wands, this difficult situation, but they're also sort of the top, like this is the ultimate in financial abundance and stability. And what comes in after it would be the Ace of Pentacles, so new opportunities, new beginnings. So this could also be if you've worked at a place for quite a long time, you've been doing the same job for quite a long time. It might be financially rewarding, but possibly it's not that emotionally rewarding anymore. And so, you would like this way out, but you're not sure, or you can't see a way out at this time. Maybe the money is, you definitely need the money. And so thinking about moving on or doing something that you would like to do different as far as a job goes, you might not be able to see at this time kind of how you can do that. But you have coming in the near future, Major Arcana number 21, the World. So this is the last of the Major Arcanas. And this definitely, it represents a significant chapter in your life coming to an end. Okay, and this has, again, rebirth, renewal, change, growth, metamorphosis. It has to do with, it's also a positive card, as sort of successfully completing that phase, because after the World, I know we do have the extra card in this deck, right, the unknown card, but usually, after the World, it goes back to a new beginning. It goes back to the zero, it goes back to the full. So starting something afresh, brand new, starting from, the bottom. So this could be this, new opportunity that's just, it's almost there. There are so many cards in the spread that it's like it's nearly there. It's nearly time for you to have this new beginning, but there's still a few things that have to be taken care of first. With the World card, there can be travel. There can also be, these opportunities or new beginnings. For some of you, this could be at a distance. This could be in another country, right? There can be that meaning to the card as well. Now, you appear as the High Priestess. I showed you that already. And surrounding you in your environment, or possibly how others are viewing you, you have the Page of Swords. So kind of, different energies here, because the High Priestess is very much about, again, tuning into our intuition, using our psychic abilities to help us if we're trying to, find a way out of a situation, if we're trying to come up with a way to do something, right? The High Priestess encourages us to tap into our intuition, to use our psychic abilities, and she sits at, she's sort of the veil between our physical realm and the spiritual realm. And so she's, she's a very powerful, as a Major Arcana, a very powerful energy. And she also, she holds the key to unlocking these hidden, the hidden knowledge. So there's something to do with unlocking, right? Uncovering. Again, we have that with the Unknown card, trying to sort of uncover or figure something out. Now, the Page of Swords, on the other hand, is very intellectual. This person, it could be an individual, and we have court cards appear in a reading. They can be people playing a significant role in our life at this time. If so, usually it will be a younger air sign individual, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, male or female. But this is somebody who, pages, they bring in news. Usually they're bearers of news. So there could be news coming in. There could be, communication as well. I mean, the Suit of Swords does deal with, besides, coming up with our ideas and rational thought, is also getting those ideas across. So communication, news coming in. Now, don't get too alarmed. This 10 of Swords you have in your hopes and fears. And, like I was saying, this is the third 10 in your spread. 10s are ending. So a lot of people, when they see the 10 of Swords, they focus on, because it is a pretty horrific image, right? The woman's on the ground. She's been stabbed in the back. So they tend to focus more on that. But this is an ending. So again, a difficult cycle in your life coming to an end. Yes, there could have been, betrayal. There could have been, maybe people let you down. Maybe people treated you unfairly. It is a difficult energy. But from here, things only get better, right? We go back to the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, new ideas, epiphanies, news coming in, new cycles, a new way of thinking. So, it's like it's trying to, and sometimes, this 10 of Swords is kind of just like the World card. Both of these are sort of processes. I mean, like the World doesn't usually happen, like from one day to the next. I mean, it's a significant chapter in your life coming to an end. So that sometimes takes a while for us to sort of move through that, right, and deal with it. So it is a process. It's not like instantly boom and you're moving on. And I get that you do have a lot of energy here for these changes to come in, but there are things that you still have to figure out. There are things that you still are kind of dealing with. But ultimately, look, you have as your outbound energy the Six of Wands, and the overall energy for the entire month, you have the Three of Cups. So both of these cards are very positive, right? And heading out of the month with the Six of Wands, this is the card of victory. This is you've gone to battle. You've come out victor. You can see he's holding, look what he has in his hand. He's holding the crystal ball. It's clear. So there is, by the end of the month, there is clarity of mind, right? He is successful. This is the card of success, of victory, of recognition, of, receiving accolades for a job well done. So this is you standing out. Excuse me. You could be, within the workplace. This could be you getting the promotion, you getting the raise. If this is you going out for a different job, this is your application or your resume came to the top of the pile and you're the one who they're calling in for the job. And with the Three of Cups as well as the overall energy, it's a card of celebration. It can be, as minor as getting together with friends, relatives, going out, just enjoying time together, enjoying the company of others, to a more significant celebration. So celebrating a raise, celebrating a promotion. It can also have to do with sort of milestones like celebrating the news of the birth of a child, celebrating the news of a pregnancy, celebrating an engagement, a wedding. Okay, so it can also be that. So depending on, on your particular situation, obviously, the energies are here. Things are going to play out differently for each of you listening. But, you do have positive cards as you head out of the month. But it's like there's a lot of, I think, soul searching. And there's also you needing to really trust in your intuition as you move through these cycles ending, right? The 10 of all of these tens in the world. You need to sort of stay focused, but trust in the messages coming through from your intuition. Now you have from the Soulful Woman deck, card number 18, Shining Bright. I shine my light and allow my creative power to burn bright. Such a different card. It's very it's sort of yellowy and orange. It's very pretty in person. So shining bright and unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be, which is interesting because you have unknown territory and you have the unknown card at the center of the spread, right? So let's take a look at the entire meaning for these cards. Unknown territory says you're exactly where you need to be, even if you're not consciously aware of it. Even if you don't have all the answers, keep going forward with your heart open. If you can't see clearly ahead and don't know where you're headed, keep moving forward. Do what feels right, even if your brain doesn't agree. Your heart always knows. Instead of dismay because you're in unknown territory, celebrate that you're expanding and growing by leaps and bounds. The sacred traveler wants you to know. Sometimes the traveler feels lost, a lack of confidence or sense of being in unknown territory. It can seem that others know more or are more qualified. However, it can be this very feeling of not knowing that allows one to step outside the bounds of convention and reach beyond the parameters of self that have been imposed by family, friends, society, and religion. It can be a very good thing. It can help you and find yourself. Cherish those moments of not knowing. It's often during those times that the greatest revelations occur. Trust that all is well. You are where you should be. Definitely. That ties in so well with what we've been looking at here, right? With the unknown card and the High Priestess and kind of not knowing or feeling trapped, not really sure of where you're heading, but it's all about forward movement. It's, beginning this new cycle. Shining Bright, card number 18. Let me find it here. It says, I trust the fire of passion that burns in my heart, that deeply felt instinct about what I want to do next on my path. I shine in my glory and greatness and revel in my creative power. I am filled with gratitude for my life. My strength, beauty, and power shine through, even when I meet with, I think it should be even when I am met with criticism and resistance. Nothing can really slow me down when I'm following myself and my own inner light. I feel the light others shine forth too, as we are all divine beings with so much creative power that we long to express, share, and enjoy. So, this could have to do with, and you do have, the Suit of Wands can be creativity, right? And this is about you kind of being victorious and coming out ahead. And so that could be something for some of you. That could be something to do with your creativity, and that could be in some way linked to this new start, this new beginning. But overall, looks like, by the end of the month, I think that you're going to have a lot more information and things are going to be a lot clearer for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful February. Bye for now.